Good morning, Ambassador Waltz, members of the subcommittee, and others who have joined us today for this critically important field hearing on accountability and reform at the United Nations. We are convened here at the United States Mission to the United Nations, overlooking New York City and the UN headquarters, really a fitting vantage point to note that oversight of American taxpayer dollars is non-negotiable. Over the last 3 fiscal years, this subcommittee has reduced total spending under our purview by 22%. This includes the largest cut in the recent enacted fiscal year 2026 NSRP Appropriations Act, which actually slashed 16% by getting rid of inefficient and ineffective programs and refocusing funding on programs that are in the direct national security interest of the United States. Funding for the United Nations was not exempt from this very needed review, which resulted in a double-digit cuts and stronger requirements that demand accountability and reform on behalf of the American taxpayer. This hearing today, it's really an opportunity to discuss these measures that go hand in hand with the really outstanding work that Ambassador Waltz and his team have just begun to undertake with really, frankly, notable results. That's what this subcommittee and taxpayers will continue to demand. We demand results. As President Trump said, the United Nations has great potential. But the President also noted that the UN has not come remotely close to living up to that potential. Anyone who has followed this subcommittee in recent years knows, well, that I could not agree more. Too often, the UN is in direct odds with the with America's interests and makes a mockery of the very things that it claims to support. Look, from Human Rights Council with many of the world's worst offenders, to the World Health Organization's pandering to Communist China during COVID-19 while shutting out Taiwan, to Iran winning a seat on the Commission on the Status of Women while its regime brutalized and murdered women on the streets. Well, fortunately, President Trump and Secretary Rubio are ushering a new era of international accountability, one that demonstrates the glaring inadequacies, unfortunately, of the UN. I believe that the central problem is not the member states, but the UN structure itself. It's embedded in the UN bureaucracy, its reporting practices, its discretionary funding pipelines, and its weak culture of oversight. But for too long, administrations have really relied on UN self-reporting, on vague assurances, and funding without sufficient conditions. That approach has produced a system of increasingly that's totally comfortable with its bloatness and brokenness. So let me be clear. That era is over. As long as I am chairman of this subcommittee, the subcommittee that provides the U.S. contribution to the UN, the status quo will no longer be tolerated. The American people have every right to expect that institutions funded with their tax dollars will support United States security, respect our allies, and operate with transparency and accountability. Too often, that is not what we see. The enacted fiscal year 2026 NSRP law begins to change that substantially. This subcommittee worked awfully hard to secure tools that match the scale of the problem. The law cuts funding to unaccountable UN bodies and other international organizations. It strengthens withholdings until entities meet standards on oversight, eliminating anti-Israel bias and anti-Semitism, aid diversion reporting, and terrorist vetting. It shifts key accountability triggers away from UN self-reporting and towards determinations by the Secretary of State of the United States. It strengthens inspectors general and GAO oversight access. It bars funding for UNRWA and the Commission of Inquiry against Israel. And it provides additional leverage tied to member state conduct, including voting patterns at the UN and the treatment of Taiwan. In short, Congress has now provided meaningful leverage. And here's the issue. There is no question, absolutely no question in my mind, that this administration, with this ambassador before us today, will use it to the full extent possible. Ambassador, I support an approach that treats United States funding as leverage, not tribute. That means using our contributions, our position, and our voice to press for measurable reform in budget discipline, bureaucracy, political bias, and internal oversight. As the landscape of world power is changing under President Trump's bold leadership, regimes that are hell-bent on the destruction of freedom and basic human dignity, they're on notice now. From Tehran to Caracas, Havana to Moscow, the message is getting through that the old assumptions of impunity will no longer hold. But sadly, we have not had a UN Secretariat that has been a consistent advocate for freedom and human rights in decades. The current UN leadership, like its predecessors, is not living up to its job description, let alone the promise of the UN Charter to promote peace and security. Actually, it's a shameful record on issues like on Iran and on Gaza that make it clear that they're not living up to their promise, their commitments. You know, the UN Charter speaks of peace and security, but institutions do not earn credibility by repeating their mission statements. They earn it. They earn it through conduct, through transparency, through neutrality, and demonstrated reform. This is the exception, unfortunately. It's a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge, and it will be a difficult undertaking. Luckily, we have one of our nation's best, brightest, and most tenacious individuals as Ambassador Waltz, again, to get this difficult job done. And yes, it takes a Floridian. Ambassador, thank you for your continued service to our country. You have spent your entire adult life honorably serving this great country of ours. And thank you for your willingness to host the subcommittee here today. I look forward to hearing how you intend to use the leverage that this subcommittee provided, as well as other efforts underway to press for accountability and reform and meaningful results at the United Nations. It's now my privilege to turn to another remarkable Floridian, the ranking member of the full committee, of the subcommittee, Congresswoman Frankel.